Do you want to know the one thing that separates confident sleep consultants from those who are second guessing themselves at every single turn? Here's a hint. It is not another certification, and it's definitely not rereading all of your training material over and over again until you think that you have it all memorized. It's feedback. Real specific feedback from instructors who actually know what they're talking about and are willing to give you the time of the day to help you improve and help you become your best self as a sleep consultant. And really, that is not unique to sleep consulting. It is the exact same process that every single reputable field uses to ensure that their students and their professionals are fully competent and ready to take on the role that they are training for. You will see this same process with medical residents, with teachers, and even with lawyers. They study, they practice, and then they get feedback from instructors and teachers who are helping them improve and helping them sharpen their skills. And strangely, this is something that almost every other sleep consultant program completely leaves out of their process. Something that the Cradle Coach Academy has always been focused on is truly ensuring that we are upholding the highest standards across the industry. And you cannot have the highest standards if you're not reviewing the work that your students are doing and not providing feedback on a regular basis. So today, I'm going to break down why feedback, not more training, is the confidence builder that most sleep consultants are missing, and how you can create your own feedback loop right now. So let's be real. The scariest part about finishing a training is not passing that final exam. It's sitting down to help your real first client and thinking, am I actually doing this right? Am I actually qualified to be doing this? Many sleep consultants find themselves staring at their first sleep plan, looking at a blank screen, trying to figure out what to write, or rewriting every paragraph over and over and over again, second guessing every single thing they're putting in there. They then typically will hover over the email send button, still wondering if what they have written is correct and fearing that they are going to send something to their client that isn't actually going to work. That hesitation is absolutely normal. Every single new sleep coach feels it. I'm sure every single new medical doctor, every single new teacher and beyond feels that fear as well. But if you never get feedback, that hesitation can grow into full-blown avoidance. Without even realizing it, you find yourself second guessing. Without even realizing it, you find yourself subconsciously avoiding clients and not putting yourself out there because you're afraid that you won't be able to fulfill the promises that you are saying in your social media content and your emails and everything else. So this turns into you stalling on actually finding the paying clients, which is what you got into this industry for in the beginning. And it's not because you can't do it, it's because you are guessing, and guessing is exhausting. So here's the truth. If you never get feedback from somebody who you trust, who you know is going to be able to help you improve, you stay stuck inside your own head. It's like trying to fly a plane without the instruments. You might get where you're going, but it's risky and it's stressful the entire time. And in business, this is when imposter syndrome kicks in big time. You probably know exactly what imposter syndrome is, but just in case, imposter syndrome is feeling like you don't actually belong where you are, or feeling like you aren't actually qualified to be doing what you say you are capable of doing. So you start thinking, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I shouldn't be putting myself out there. Maybe I shouldn't even work with clients yet because I don't know that I'm truly ready. But in reality, that's not true at all. You just skipped the step that is so important, and that is getting real world correction and feedback. One of our graduates actually shared this exact thing with me. She was delaying taking her volunteer clients for months because she didn't feel ready. But in reality, what she needed was to take the volunteer clients and get the feedback from us and from the clients themselves in order for her to feel ready. We don't build confidence by thinking about something or studying something. We build confidence by actually doing and taking the action and then learning from it and getting the feedback from it. So that graduate just needed somebody to confirm, hey, this part's great. This part needs to be tweaked. And that tiny shift changed everything for her. She ended up graduating feeling confident and actually ready to take on paying clients. So instead of second guessing everything, instead of avoiding clients because you're fearing that you aren't actually ready, instead, you need to follow a simple 3-step process. And this is the 3-step process that we walk every single student through at the Cradle Coach Academy. So step 1, you're getting feedback throughout the entire program, not just once you get to your volunteer clients. We actually start giving you feedback from the very first module. Every single module has strategic coursework that you will be submitting to us, and we will be reviewing it and giving you personalized individualized feedback on every single piece of coursework. So from day one, you're not second guessing, you're reinforcing every single thing that you're learning every step of the way. So you don't get to the end of the program and wonder if you're qualified. You get to the end of the program and you are ready to work with volunteer clients. You're ready to jump in because you already know that what you've learned so far has set you up for success. And then step 2 is where we get into the volunteer clients. You will submit your sleep plans to us for review, and you will also submit your intake forms and any additional information that we need to review to make sure that we have the whole story. The assigned mentor for you will review all of that information along with your sleep plan and give you very specific feedback on every single thing that needs to either be changed, improved, or what you did amazingly well. From there, you will make the changes necessary, and then you will start working with the clients. The mentor knows exactly what to look for, what's working, what needs to be tweaked, and why. This is not a red X or a vague, hey, this looks good comment. This is a back and forth coaching until your plan is truly client ready, and then we will give you the clearance to send it to your client. Step 3 is the most important step. This is where you actually apply what you've learned from that process. And this is where the magic happens. You don't just get feedback, you use it, you implement it, and you continue to improve with every single plan that you create. By the 3rd or the 4th case, you feel different. You feel more confident. We are giving you a lot less feedback because you've taken the feedback from the first few plans and you've made those changes and you've learned from them. And you're feeling more confident, not because you've had more training, but because you've practiced, you've corrected, and you've been able to improve. And all along that process, you're also getting to see the positive feedback from the clients that you're working with. You're seeing those text messages rolling in that are saying, my baby slept through the night last night for the first time in 6 months. You are amazing. And you're getting to feel the energy and the excitement that is coming from these families whose lives you are literally changing day by day. So again, this is the same exact model that medical doctors use in residency. Can you imagine going to a doctor who graduated from medical school but never went to residency? And therefore, that means that they never actually worked with real patients with real supervision before they were out in the world doing their work in real life? Of course not. You would never trust that they would be capable of doing that. So why would we ever expect families to trust a sleep coach who has never had feedback on their real world plans? The practice is not optional. It is literally what makes you unshakable and prepared. So this works because confidence doesn't come from thinking about things. It comes from doing. When you get feedback, your brain gets the proof. I tried this, it worked, and here's how I can make it even better next time. That is what builds true confidence. And here's the best part. You don't just walk away with skills. You also walk away with happy clients who are now singing your praises and are super excited to send referrals your way because they had such an amazing experience with you. Super often, our graduates' volunteer families end up actually being the source of their first paying clients because those volunteer families had such an amazing experience and they are out there telling everybody that they know about them. So if you are sitting in that space of second guessing, of wondering if you're going to be able to figure this out, of wondering if you're going to actually graduate from a certification program and feel prepared, or if you're going to be sitting there second guessing everything and never actually going anywhere with this, then you now know that you need to have a built-in feedback loop. So to make it ridiculously simple, I put together a free video series that breaks down everything that you need to know about becoming a sleep consultant, working with families, launching your business, and being able to do all of it in the fastest way possible, step by step. It shows you how to use those practice cases, what great feedback actually looks like, and how to turn those first wins into paying clients. You can grab the video series by heading to thecradlecoachacademy.com/video-series, or you can also grab the link in our show notes. So remember, confidence is not about knowing everything. It is about doing, practicing, and letting somebody who's been there actually guide you through it as you sharpen your skills. That is how you go from, I hope I can do this, to this is what I do. So again, thank you so much for being here with me this week. I will see you right back here next week.